Hello, my name is Miriam. I'm a family therapist, and today I'm going to answer a parent's question. And she asks, my 8-year-old son is lovely, but when in a bad mood, he can be extremely rude. When things don't go his own way, he shouts and swears. Sometimes he is rude when making simple requests. For example, yesterday he wanted me to change the music in the car, but he shouted at me and demanded that I do it right away. I tell him he has to speak to me nicely, but it doesn't help. We've threatened punishment, but that only made it worse. What can we do? So thank you for your question. You're not the first one to ask me. Actually, lots of parents have asked me this in different variations, which means that you're definitely not alone. And the good news is that there's a lot that you can do about it. So the first thing I will say is that no child just becomes rude for no reason. Usually something isn't going right for him. Something in his life isn't quite working. It could be something at school, that school is really hard for him and comes home and just doesn't have the energy to behave. It could be something between him and his siblings, who knows. So the first step that I would recommend is to find a neutral time, sometime soon, a time where you're in a good mood and he's in a good mood, and not immediately after something went wrong, and just ask him. Say, look, I've noticed that sometimes you can be a bit angry and say things in anger, and so can I, and I'd like to understand a little bit more. Maybe something's going on for you. Maybe you can tell me what this is and I can help you. The chances are that your child's going to open up and tell you. Maybe he's got some complaints about you. Maybe you can change something to help him be his better self. And that's great. If you can, please do. But regardless of the result of this conversation, your child may not open up to you at all, or he may. You also want to say another thing, and that is, I've made my mind up, and I'm only going to help you when you speak to me in a kind way. If you're not kind to me, then I'm just going to ask you to say it again in a nicer voice, and then I'll do it. So you're not telling him off, you're not mentioning the times where he insulted you or he wasn't behaving properly, and you're also not telling him what to do. All you're saying is what you're going to do, so you're stating your own position. And that's that. Now, if the first part of this conversation went well, maybe his mood is going to be even better and he's not going to be as rude as often, but at some point he probably will. And say he says to you, I don't like this music, change this music. What you can say back is, what you're asking is okay, I'm happy to do it, and you have to ask for it nicely. So not just the second part, demanding that he speaks to you properly, but also the first part, reassuring him that you are going to do what he wants. And the reason for that is that it really helps the child stay calmer. So if he knows that you're going to listen to him, consider what he's saying, then very likely that he will be able to say it properly. Now, if he half does it, so he goes and says, change the music, please. You can say, I like the words you're saying, and I like please, and you need to change your tone of voice. So don't let him get away with just half a job. Get him to ask for what he wants properly, nicely, and then you do it. And don't dwell on it, don't tell him off, don't analyze it, just move on with a smile on your face. Now, if your child completely refuses and continues to be rude, you can just say to him, well, when you're ready to speak to me in a way that I can hear, I'm going to be happy to listen to you. And that's that. Now, the other thing that I'd recommend that you do is that every time he speaks to you in a tone of voice that you like, a tone of voice which is okay, you just say, oh, I love the way you're speaking to me now. This is just how I like it. Even if he's not asking anything in particularly, and if he's not in a bad mood or anything, just comment, oh, this is so nice. I really love it that you speak to me in this lovely tone. It's beautiful. Okay, so this is going to be a learning process. You may have to do this conversation more than once. You may need to point out when he's being kind to you many times. It's going to be a learning process, but it does work. Trust me, hundreds of families have done it and it worked for them. So good luck to you. Take care and enjoy your children. Thank you very much.